What is going on, everybody? It's Craig, and I'm back with video number 6 in 100 for 2024 series. I will say for those of you that like, hey, this type of series, we only have one for 2024 so far. Don't worry, I got 2 movies from 2024 getting ready to be viewed. Beware the Neighbors on Shudder exclusive, and They Made Us Killers with Scott Compton. You know, Kane Hodder, one of those hodgepodge, one of those Manning is in it. Anyway, we can't waste time talking about what we're going to see. Got to talk about what we just saw. This is the first movie in the series that came from a viewer. I don't know if they're subbed or not, but either way, I do want suggestions. If you throw something out there, if I hadn't heard of it, especially 80s, I'm in. I don't know if I was too into this one, though. I apologize. Michael Street asked me if I had seen Future Kill yet. And admittedly, I haven't. I honestly hadn't even heard of it. Now, when I looked into it, I read the description. Right off the bat, it kind of reminded me of Judgment Night. Judgment Day. Judgment Night. The Emilio Estevez, Dennis Leary movie. Judgment Night. And, like, okay, that sounds kind of cool. And I've read more about it. And that doesn't sound super horror. But you know what? Why not? It did have that dystopian vibe initially. At least that's from reading about it. I don't know what to think of this movie. I was excited when I saw, like, you got a couple of people from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You know, the hitchhiker in Neil is the big bad guy. He is Splatter, who is somehow somebody who was I guess he was exposed to fallout, nuclear fallout somehow, and it caused all sorts of issues. So he looked semi-robotic, and he had like a Wolverine thing going on. This movie, to me, I definitely see people liking elements of it. This is one of those movies that if you really wanted to super critique, you could draw parallels. Like, well, this is man's plight. No, it wasn't meant to be that, though. It was tough to watch, man. Just because the stories weren't really. First, you have the crazy stuff. Oh, the guy's being crazy at frat house. They're taunting feathering somebody. Hey, I know. You got to make up for it by abducting what they called a mutant. And they called them, the mutants dubbed themselves that because it's like, oh, we want to show what you might look like after fallout, yada, yada, fine. But I don't, like, they made it look like that we were in some severe, like, again, dystopian world. When in reality, it's like a group of protesters just doing this, sort of like hanging out. And and the main killer, Splatter, killed more of his own people than he did any of the people he was trying to get. Like, the frat people, only 2 died. One was the guy who picked, hey, I want you to abduct him. Oh, no, that didn't work. And then the other was one of the buddies who, just failed making it out in the house at the end. But it was just too all over the place. Like, the idea like that, like a dare to, it could be good, but it has to have more danger initially. They can't just think, oh, there's a bunch of freaks, no big deal. And they get down there and all of a sudden there's massacres happening. Plus, it is 84. How is all the information getting around so quickly? As I saw them here, I saw them there, I saw them there. Well, not today with cell phones, the cameras, any of that, which I did like about this movie, but I don't know. It definitely had the 80s grunge feeling to it, which is something I do like. I do like that. And the kills weren't bad, like Splatter's kill. Like, he exposed and what he was, well, I won't fully spoil it, but it was interesting to see. It was painful. Other people you saw, you get stabbed. You saw, but the frat guys were killing some people too. Like, and this is what it made me think of knockaround guys, like the Vin Diesel character, the one badass guy, because you had this one badass guy who was, pretty much housing people, and a guy shot a puppy with a machine gun, a kid with a machine gun. That shouldn't have happened. Thankfully, the big Vin Diesel-esque character, he doesn't look like Vin Diesel, he reminds me of Vin Diesel different, is the one who wound up killing, like choking him out and pretty much looked like he broke his neck. I don't know. If it's on YouTube, so I didn't have to pay to see it, so that helps. And it is in the 80s, so when I think of movies, I try not to look at them necessarily through the lens of today. But sometimes bad elements or missing elements. I think this is a movie that could have benefited more from edits, a little more information on some of the situations. Plus, there was the ultimate moment of stupidity. 2 of the guys were in danger, were in trouble, and they ran into cops. Other cops were being dicks in the movie. But, like, the one guy's like, my father's chief of police. He checked it out, and they're like, okay, we'll leave. They were scared for their life at that moment. I know they had their friends they're looking for. Why didn't they go in the cop car? But anyway, I try to keep these under 5 minutes, so I'm going to do that here. Michael, I'm sorry, but this is going to get a 4.5. Peace.